typically in half that time. So this is what the point I'm trying to make, that this particular system, ATS by Trade Insights, powered by Tecton, is a groundbreaker in this industry. And it really is. And you guys that are with us now at the beginning of this, we launched this a few months ago, and you guys are really at the real coalface of this, but in the early period. And in years to come, there are going to be millions and millions of people using this system, because it takes away the need to watch your charts. It takes away the need to pay for signals. It takes away the need to sit there getting emotionally stressed and emotionally attached to your trades. So it's a really powerful piece of kit. You don't need this writing your coding strategy out. You can just create a theory, create a strategy in your head, write it on a piece of paper, and then just simply put it into the ATS system and it will run for you. But I'll show you how that works in a moment. So this is the strategy itself. These are the conditions, okay, guys? So I'll leave this screen up for a little bit. These are the conditions of the strategy. So as you can see, we have 4 conditions that we created for this strategy. We back tested it, but I'm going to go through the conditions first, okay? So we have a buying condition here. This is the buying rule. So when the price of the market, this is on euro against the dollar on a 1 minute time frame, when price is less than or equal to the Bollinger Band 200 3 deviation lower band, and the stochastic 30 10 10 is less than 20, we are instructed to buy. Okay, then when the market moves up to above or equal to the upper band and the stochastic is overbought, over 80, we are closing that buy. So in essence, let me go back a few screens. I'll show you what that means basically. So we're saying when price is here and the stochastic is here, we are buying. Okay, we are buying. And we are closing out when the market is above or equal to the upper band and the stochastic is overbought. So both of those conditions must be met, allowing you to keep those winning trades running longer and killing any losing trades if there are any. Well, there will be, believe me, but it's just there to help you get in and out of the market and keep those winning trades running for longer. So the sell is the opposite. When price is greater than or equal to the Bollinger Band upper and the stochastic is above 80, we are selling. And then when the price is less than or equal to the Bollinger Band 203 lower and stochastic is above or minus 20, we're closing the sell. But we've also got a 15 pip stop and we've got a 1,000 pip target. So I would expect no trade to get to 1,000 pips of profit. That's the one thing I wanted to make clear to you. But we have to put something in there, and 1,000 pips is what we put. But if we put something like 30 pips, you may find your trades are getting run short. You will never have 120 pip winners, or 200 pips. You'll only have 30. So we have to put a reasonably high figure in there so we can pick up some of those bigger wins later down the line. Here are the results. It's losing trades more than the winning trades, but the winning trades in volume, in monetary terms, are much higher than the losing trades. I think the next screen shows you really the power of this, because this is what we call an equity curve. And this is testimony to an automated system, because had you started this back in 2017, it would have initially sort of gone backwards a little bit, but then the thing took off. And as you can see, it's grown and grown and grown. And for me, it had 2,000 pips of profit. That's 2,200 pips of profit in one currency pair on one time frame. Pairs. You've got 6 or 7 time frames. So you imagine the scope that you can have if you tested this on multiple currency pairs, which ATS allows you to do, and gives you the ability to trade this on multiple pairs. And I'm going to show you the account in a moment that we've been running some multiple pair currencies on, or multiple pair strategies, and how we're doing so far. And it shows you that if you backtest and create a strategy and it works on other pairs, it won't work on all pairs, but you pick a handful of the currency pairs that it works on and get them to run live, you'll soon see immense traction in your trading. Now, this brings me to the emotional side of things, because we have in the last few weeks, we've spoken to a lot of people, got a lot of people using this platform. And one person here, and one person I will talk about, in fact, it's not just one person, we've had about 3 or 4 people that have actually been trading before. And you can see by the way they trade, when they send me their results and they send and talk to me about their experiences, you can see why they're getting things wrong in the past. For example, closing out winning trades early and letting losing trades run. That is something that really kills accounts very, very quickly, because a winning trade, if it's a winning trade and has room to move for more, should be left to run. Let it run to the target. Let it run to your strategy goal. But what happens, of course, is if you see a little bit of green, you want to take it. And then you're losing trades, you tend to let them run because you want them to become winners, but you're prepared to let that happen. And all the time you're letting a losing trade hopefully turn around, you're missing other winning trades that you could have taken. So the whole thing about ATS by Trade Insights, powered by Tecton, is to take ownership of your trading, but let the system do the work for you. And by leaving the system to run, and you'll see, if you go back to the previous screen, and I'll show you the history in a moment, every single trade we've got has API as the open origin. Now that means it was triggered and closed out and opened by ATS. So I'm going to just quickly show you the link where everything sits in with regards to the timeline or the journey between you, the trader, ATS, and the broker. So let me just quickly show you that in a moment once I've finished showing you these 3 slides. So you've got the equity curve, which is showing you the growth of the account. Some of the things we're going to be bringing in the future is to recognize when you've got a period of maybe slight negative, and have intelligence built in to stop the system until it picks back up again. And that's one of the things we're going to constantly, with our development team, be evolving this product, and it be improving this product all of the time. So these are some of the trades. So every trade that's actually triggered would have been on here. This is on the back test. This is also the case for live as well. So once you run strategy live, it will show you where every trade is, the entry price, the open time, the close time, and the result. As you can see, there was 10 trades on here. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 winners, 5 losers, and 5 winners. But look at the winners. The winners, more often than not, were much bigger than the losses, which is what trading is all about. Trading is all about making a growth, but keeping your losses small. Losses small, wins big. That's the best way. You will pick up small wins on this, because the pure nature of the strategy is it closes when the Bollinger Bands are crossed. And then sometimes if the Bollinger Bands are close, then it will only be a small win. But when you get a big run, like you saw earlier, 100 pips, 200 pips, it's really, really great. And I know even some of you guys that are watching this evening know have had some good results like that, because I've seen them. You've sent me your accounts, and I've seen the results. And so I saw a screenshot from one of our guys in South Africa today. They've had 3 winning trades over the last few days, and they've all been really good, strong reward to risk trades. So that's really, really excellent. So let me now share with you and explain to you where ATS sits in relation to the broker and with you, the trader. So I'm going to get my notepad up. So I'm going to share my screen again and get my notepad up. Okay, so this is my notepad. So you, the trader, okay, you're the trader, okay, and you sit in front of your laptop, or you program ATS, or you set up ATS, and ATS is the next in line. ATS is where you create your strategies, and you can backtest, and you can set live. Okay, so you can set them to run live. Let's just make this a little bit smaller so we can format the font a little bit smaller. You can see it. That's better. So the trader, okay? Then you have ATS to create your strategies. Backtest them and set them to run live. Now, that isn't all you need. You can't just run a trading business like that. You have to have a broker, okay? So wherever you are in the world, whoever your broker is, we've got a number of brokers we're working with. Your broker receives the instructions from ATS and executes trades, okay? They execute the trades for you. So ATS is the heart of your trading business. You can trade without ATS too, if you wish, and trade manually with the broker. But my answer to that is, why would you want to do something manually when you've got a a platform such as ATS to do it for you? But you can, if you wish, trade manually. And again, I'm shooting myself in the foot a little bit here when I say you can, do anything manually. If you've got a strategy running that ATS created, or you created on ATS, you back tested it, you were happy with it, you set it to run live at the times you wanted it to trade, and you went in and saw it and it was in profit, and you click the close button, it would close the trade for you. But why would you want to do that when you've got a situation where ATS will enter the trade for you and close the trade for you? Okay, so for me, this is all about using the system for what it's designed to do, which is create strategies, test them, and when you're happy, run them live in the marketplace. Okay, so that's what I just wanted to share with you a little bit about the where everybody sits in. And so ATS, as it evolves, there'll be AI involved, there'll be editing strategies and things like that. So let me go back to my presentation, close that, and let's see now, show you some trading strategies on ATS. But what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to share with you a quick video. And a quick video I want to share with you is a video that we put onto YouTube earlier in this week, which is very, very clearly showing you how beneficial it is to use this system. So I just want to go to YouTube and share this with you, and you can see for yourself. So just bear with me while I get to the screen I want. Let's have a look. Home. I want my videos. Okay, here we go. Good evening, traders. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is about 1 minute time frame trading. We've been asked many times, is it possible using your system to create a strategy that automatically goes in and out of the market on a 1 minute time frame? And the answer is yes. We've created a strategy. We've created using ATS. It took about 5 minutes to create the conditions for it. We back tested it. It gave us a result of over 2,500. That's what I can see. Yeah. Over a 2-year period. You're presenting, that's why. In essence, what the trading strategy does is recognises the lows. Oh, but it's there, look. Yeah. And what it does is it recognises there's a turning point in the market and will get into the trade in the appropriate direction. I'm showing it. Now, to close the trade, you've got two options. We have a stop loss, which is set up. Target. We also have a close sell function, which enables you to get out of the trade early if it becomes a losing trade. So we kill the losing trade early and allow our winning trade to run. So it's all done through ATS by Trading Sites. And remember, ATS by Trading Sites, powered by Tenton, is the system that allows you to I can't do anything about that. It's look. That is what it's telling me everyone's seeing. Well, I don't know.
stop it and just fix it.
There's nothing to fix. I can't fix it.
So the following video shows you the strategies. Thanks for watching so far. And the next few minutes will show you the strategy, the conditions, the setup, how it works, and even show you some live trades on it as well. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hi everybody, welcome to the video today showing you a live video of a trade that triggered around about 1:30, about an hour and a quarter ago. So if you've been watching our videos, you would have seen the trade setup is when price crosses below the Bollinger Band, or when price is below the Bollinger Band lower and the stochastic is below the 20, we buy, and we've got the target set up here. So we're well on our way up to the target right now. It's around about 6 pips to the good, which is fantastic. So we're hopefully going to hit target within the next probably, I don't know, about 15, 20 minutes or so. But yeah, just to reiterate how the trade system works is that we have a situation where the Bollinger Band's 200 period.
Right, okay, guys, I've been made aware that no one is seeing anything I'm sharing, yet despite the fact I can actually still see what's going on here. And I can see a screen showing me what you should be able to see. So if you just bear with me for one moment, because you could see my screen earlier. So let me see if I can do this again and try again. Okay, so let me try this video once more.
Good evening, traders. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is about 1 minute time frame trading. We've been asked many times, is it possible using your system to create a strategy that automatically goes in and out of the market on a 1 minute time frame? And the answer is yes. We've created a strategy. We've created using ATS. It took about 5 minutes to create the conditions for it.
Right, I'm going to try once more to share screen. Okay, let me try to do the notepad again. Okay, can you see my screen now? Can you see that? Right, guys, so I'm sorry about the technical difficulties there. We had a problem with the screen sharing. So although I was sharing my screen with you, and I was seeing what you were supposed to be seeing, I've been made aware by quite a few people by text that you weren't actually seeing anything that was on my screen. But now I've just checked on another system, you should be able to. So let me just go over what I went through just now. Is that there's 3 people involved, or 3 areas involved in this business. There's the trader, which is yourself or myself or whoever's actually trading. Then you have ATS, which is the automatic trading software, the algorithmic trading software, and you have a broker. And all 3 are essential in the process. ATS is what keeps it all together. So you, the trader, would be the person that's creating your strategies. Okay. And ATS is where you then enter them. I'll show you how to do that in a moment. You enter them. You can back test them and set to run live. Okay, so you set them to run live. Your broker is essential purely and simply because they are the part of the equation that will be executing the trades for you. So you have the trader, which is yourself. You have ATS in the middle where you create your strategies, you back test them, you set them to run live, and you have the broker. You can, I want to make this very clear, you can, if you wish, trade as well just directly using the broker platform, using the buy and the sell button on the charts. But quite frankly, why would you want to do that? Because you've now got ATS to do all of that for you. So I just wanted to explain the sort of where everything sits in place, the trader, ATS, and the broker, where they actually sit in the journey of creating a strategy, what executes it, and how the broker executes it. So just remember that ATS is where everything is linked, and there's an interface behind the scenes between ATS and the broker. And whatever broker you broker with, as long as it's a broker that uses XStation, we can get you using ATS by Trade Insights. We've got we're talking to a number of brokers around the world that use XStation, the charting platform, and there should be no problem for you to do that. So let's get into the heart of the matter now and show you how we create a strategy. So I just want to confirm, can you see the screen with all the trading strategies on? I think you can, so I can see it myself here. So as you can see, we've got an account here that we've got a number of strategies. This is the first screen you will see. Now I've named some. You can name these whatever you want. You can name these anything you want. You can name them strategy 1, strategy 2, Bob 1, Rita 2, Sydney 3, whatever you want to call them. But I've named them country names or name places just to give a little bit more authenticity to them. So we've got a number of strategies here, and you've got 3 settings for strategies. You've got running, you've got draft, and you've also got stopped. Okay, and they mean exactly what they say. One of them is stopped, one of them is running, and one of them is draft. So before I go in and show you how to create the algorithm and the strategy, I just want to play you this quick video that we put on YouTube earlier in the week, which was a video about the live trade on a 1-minute chart. So we're talking a little bit about this chart and this strategy you're going to see in a moment for me to create. So let's just actually play this video for you so you can see that for yourself.
Good evening, traders. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is about 1-minute time frame trading. We've been asked many times, is it possible using your system to create a strategy that automatically goes in and out of the market on a 1-minute time frame? And the answer is yes. We've created a strategy. We've created using ATS. It took about 5 minutes to create the conditions for it. We back tested it. It gave us a result of over 2,500 bits of profit on over a 2-year period. That is on euro dollar. In essence, what the trading strategy does is it recognizes the lows and the highs of the market using Bollinger Bands and stochastic. And what it does is it recognizes there's turning points in the market and will get into the trade in the appropriate direction for you. Now, to close the trade, you've got 2 options. We have a stop loss, which is set up, and a target. We also have a close buy, close sell function, which enables you to get out of the trade early if it's becoming a losing trade. So we kill the losing trade early and allow our winning trades to run. So it's all done through ATS by Trade Insights. And remember, ATS by Trade Insights, powered by Tecton, is a system that allows you to automate your trading without any coding knowledge. You don't even know to understand what an algorithm is to be able to use it. You don't need to understand how to code an algorithm to be able to code it. And you certainly don't need an IT, be an IT genius to benefit from using something like this. It's very simple to use, and gone are the days of needing robots and indicators. So the following video shows you the strategy. So thanks for watching so far. And the next few minutes I'm going to show you the strategy, the conditions, the setup, how it works, and indicators of live trades on it as well. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Hi everybody, welcome to the video today showing you a live video of a trade that triggered around about 1:30, about an hour and a quarter ago. So if you've been watching our videos, you would have seen the trade setup is when price crosses below the Bollinger Band, or when price is below the Bollinger Band lower and the stochastic is below the 20, we buy. And we've got the target set up here. So we're well on our way up to the target right now. It's around about 60 pips to the good, which is fantastic. So we're hopefully going to hit target within the next probably, I don't know, about 15, 20 minutes or so. But yeah, just to reiterate how the trade system works is that we have a situation where the Bollinger Bands 200 period. Okay, so we have Bollinger Bands 200 period, and we have the standard deviations of 3. Okay, so the normal settings on Bollinger Bands are 20 period, standard deviations 2, but we're using Bollinger Bands 200, standard deviation 3. And we're using the stochastic. So the stochastic is what controls the direction and controls the timing of the entry. So the stochastic, when it's overbought, i.e. above 20 in this area here, we are selling. When price is above the Bollinger Band upper band, and when price is below the band here, and the stochastic is below 20, we are considered to be in an oversold market, and then we're looking to take the move up. So as you can see, the move has gone up quite strongly, and it's almost hit our target. So what will happen is once it hits our target at the top here, it will close the trade out and it will bank the profit. So at the moment it's 103.30, so 10.37, and we got in at around about 90 pips. It's almost 100 pips now. We got in at 109.40. Okay, so we got in down here, this line here, 109.40. So that was our entry price, and there is our target. Okay, and just so you know, we got a stop loss there as well. Stop loss was down below at 15 pips. So we're now waiting for this to push up, push through this line here, which is the upper Bollinger Band, and then it will take the profit for us automated. And remember, this is an automated strategy using ATS by Trade Insights, powered by Tecton. You've seen the conditions on the strategy setup. We showed them on a previous video. So it's the when the Bollinger Band 200 and standard deviation of 3, when they are when price is below that lower band or above the upper bound, that is when we're looking to trade, and we're using the stochastic as the entry. So it's a dual entry. Dual indicator entry when both are aligned. So the alignment must be the stochastic overbought and the Bollinger Band price above the Bollinger Band, and stochastic oversold when the price is below the Bollinger Band. And this is on a 1 minute time frame. It's on a 1 minute time frame, and it's on euro against the dollar. So it's euro dollar 1 minute time frame, Bollinger Band 200, standard deviation of 3. And the stochastic setting, just so you remember, is this one here, which is the stochastic 30 period, 10, and the slowing is 10. So it's setting of 30, period is 10, slowing is 10. I know it's a little bit different to the normal settings on a stochastic. We've tested this out and it's producing some very good results so far. I think we've had since Friday last week, so just under a week, we have had, I think it's around about 15 trades and only 2 or 3 losers out of that. So that's pretty good success rate. So anyway, that's the trade strategy. If you want to get hold of this, contact us on the contact details you see following this video. and we'll be more than delighted to get you started on using ATS by Trading Sites, powered by TechTom. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Hi everybody. So just a few seconds ago on the previous clip, you would have seen the trade that we've been running here, which was the Bollinger Band buy trade, which was automated once the stochastic was under the 20 level and the price was below the Bollinger Bands. And what's happened is, of course, the target is quite a high target because of the Bollinger Bands have expanded really drastically. So as you can see here, the Bollinger Bands on the setting, the 200 standard deviation 3 setting, is usually no more than about 40 or 50 pips between the two sets of bands. However, because of these massive spike earlier when the news release was come out, the Bollinger Bands now have expanded so much that the gap between the two sets is over 200 pips. Okay, so between here and here is over 200 pips. So, of course, what's happened is, because the target is the Bollinger Bands, the target is a higher target than what it's normally going to look at taking using the automated system. So what I'm going to potentially look at doing in a moment, if it struggles to break this level, which is potentially where the Bollinger Bands usually would be, I'm going to potentially close this trade manually because it may not get to its target. So I'm waiting for it to break through 1050, which is currently at 1046. If it breaks through these highs, I suspect it will get to a target. But it looks like it's actually just flattening out a little bit right now and potentially just not going to hit the target. So I'm going to wait just a few moments more. When you last saw this clip, we were down here. Okay, so we'd had a strong run up. We're not just sitting here placing trades manually. This was a trade that was placed automatically using the conditions that were explained on the video that was sent out on YouTube a few days ago, called 1 Minute Algo Trading, 1 minute scalping video. And that video showed you the conditions. It showed you the rules for the strategy, showed you how to build it. It showed you the risk management on it, and it showed you also the back test result for it as well. And the back test result produced over 2,000 pips of profit over the period that we tested. So it's not a bad strategy whatsoever. It's on a 1 minute time frame. It's on euro against the dollar. And right now we're just sitting here waiting for this to sort of take off a little bit more, which is looking like it's increasingly less likely to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this trade manually because, as I said, the targets would normally be here. So I'm actually quite lucky. I was just looking at this because I saw the Euro news came out earlier, and I just wanted to see what it was causing to the markets. And then I noticed these Bollinger Bands became quite spread apart. So I'm going to close this trade out manually now. And we're going to take it from there. So let's go back to our charts. Okay, get rid of our charts, close the trade, and that's taken the profit. And now what we're doing is we're going to wait for this to move up here eventually, or the Bollinger Bands to move down. And when the price eventually catches up with the Bollinger Bands, it will look to take a sell back down again. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.
Okay, everybody. So we're back now, and we're back to talking a bit about that video. So the video, as you could see in that video, it was a simple strategy. I've created the strategy. I've shared the ethos behind the strategy. I'm now going to show you how we write it and how simple it is to write this condition for this strategy. So we're back on our platform. We can see we've got a number of strategies running. Some of them are doing okay, some of them not so well, but generally speaking, we're doing okay with this. It's 250 pips up in total. So I'm going to show you how I create this new strategy. So let me just log into the account. Okay, and we're back in again. So the first thing we do is create new strategy. Now, I'm not going to back test this strategy. I'm going to create one in a moment that we'll back test to show you the speed and power of back testing, because this one has multiple conditions. It does take a while to back test. It's still a lot quicker than most trading systems out there, but this one could take up to 6 or 7 minutes to back test each individual setup. So the first thing we do is we need to add the algorithm. So I'm now going to show you how to create this strategy. Okay, so I'm now going to share with you how to write this strategy. Okay, so the first thing we need to do here is we need to click add algorithm. Okay, so if you remember rightly, we had a situation where we wanted the price to be less than or equal to the bottom band, and we wanted the stochastic to be oversold at the bottom too. So let me show you how simple that is to write that. So we have if pre-populated. We go here and we use if price, and we simply click price like so, is less than or equal to the Bollinger Band. We simply type the letter of the indicator we want to use, and we put the settings in here. Remember, it's different settings. So it's 200 period and 3 period. And we're using the lower band. Okay, so if price is less than or equal to the lower band, and so we can have and or we can have or here, but we're going to use and because we want both conditions to be met. And the stochastic, which you remember measures overbought, oversold, settings are 30, 10, and 10. Apply. Okay, so that's set that up. Actually, that needs to go back to signal indicator stochastic 30, 10, 10 signal line is less than 20, less than that number 20. So it's at the bottom. So it's actually down at the bottom. Okay. The action will be to buy. Okay. And that has now created our buy condition. That's created. What that's done in about a minute of doing that is what those screenshots I showed you took 14 minutes to actually write down on a piece of paper or on a board. This is actually put it into a system that will allow this to be traded. Now I need to add the close buy. Okay, so when price is more than or equal to the Bollinger Band 200 period 3 upper, and the stochastic $30, 10, 10 signal is more than 80, we're going to close the buy. So it's got to an overbought position. The market has got to its highest position. We want to close that buy. Action, close buy. And that's done. So in a couple of minutes, we've created our buy and we've created our close buy. We want to now do the sell. So the sell is the opposite way around. So when price is more than or equal to Bollinger Band 200 period 3 upper, and stochastic 30, 10, 10 is more than 80. We're looking to sell. Now, what you've noticed there, if you've watched this carefully, is that the close buy and the sell are the same condition. So what this is designing it to do, take a buy, close the buy, and the market's recognizing it's not going to go any higher, so the system's bringing the price down. So you're actually closing your buy and then selling. So you'll have trades opening and closing and another one opening the opposite direction. So you're in the market only once, but you're only taking a trade in one direction or the other. And that's the beautiful thing about this strategy. It will, when it's having a run of winning trades, it will keep running. When it has a losing trade, it then won't trigger another one until the conditions reset themselves. Beautiful thing about this particular strategy. So the close sell is when price is less than or equal to Bollinger Band 200 standard deviations lower and stochastic is less than, so 30 is less than 20. So we've now written the open buy, close buy, open sell, close sell. We now need to put in here the stop loss, so it'll be 15, and we want a high target of 1,000. So the currency, the strategy will use the close buy and close sell to close each trade automatically for you. On the euro dollar time frame, you can run on any currency pair. We're going to run this on euro dollar and on a 1 minute time frame. And then you would backtest. Now, I'm not going to backtest this because it does take a few minutes to backtest this one because of all the different conditions. But in a moment, I'm going to create another strategy in front of you on a moving average cross and show you how quick the backtesting takes. Okay, so we can save this as Bollinger Band with stochastic. Okay, so in a moment I'm going to show you how to create another strategy, and we'll actually backtest it because I have a simple condition on there. But there's one or two things I just want to quickly share with you. The first thing I want to share with you is the process that we suggest you follow if you want to use this system. Is the first thing you should do is open up your demo account. A demo account is valid for 2 months. And the reason why a demo account is only valid for 2 months is because if you get caught trading a demo permanently, you will never make any money. Because the last thing you want is a demo account that's making you a profit from the trading strategy you've created, but it's not making you any money. It's just showing you virtual profit. So what we suggest is open your demo account at the Trading Sites website. So that's tradingsites.com/ATS. or tradingsites.co.za/ATS. Open up your demo account there and you'll get your demo account login immediately. And at the same time, open your live account with the broker that is in the region you are in. Because the last thing you want to happen is trading demo. Nothing wrong with trading demo, but have your live account as well. And that's exactly how we run it. We run our trades, once we've back tested, we run them on a demo account for 2 or 3 days, then we get them running live. You saw the video that I showed you just now using a live account. They had real there. So we don't just sit there trading demo. We use demo for demo purposes, and we use demo for creation. We use demo for testing, and we use a live account to execute. Because there's no point in sitting there trading demo forever. You will never make any money. So it's all about getting you live and getting you trading. So that's one of the first things I want to just get across to you. Now, the other good thing that I want to offer out to you guys is that if there's any of you traders out there that have strategies that you're currently using and you're looking for signals to go in and out of the market, or you're looking for opportunities to go in and out of the market, send us your strategies. We will code them and put them into ATS for you for free. And then you can show you how quickly it is to set them up, how quickly it takes you to backtest them, and how quickly it takes you to set them to run live. So send in your strategies. I'll put up an email address at the end. Send in your strategies to us if you want us to do that, or if you want to get a demo version of this and a live version of this and do it yourself, feel free. It all depends on how you feel, how comfortable you feel. We have a whole wealth of support and knowledge around to help you and do it for you if you need to. But if you're just going to sit on the sidelines and just play with a demo account, then you're not going to benefit from this system. You're going to benefit from this system by getting yourself live with that support of demo in the early period for each strategy. So you do need to take actions, the serious actions really, when it comes to opening accounts. Okay, if you are new to trading, no problem whatsoever. We're running workshops, educational webinars and workshops from October onwards. So another 12 days, we're going to have a constant stream of webinars and workshops that you can get yourself involved with. If you're a trader, you should be able to get on board and use ATS straight away, pretty much straight away. We've got a whole wealth of videos on how to do this, how to do that. But again, if you need help and support with that, then it's not a problem. Just get in touch with us and we'll be more than happy to help you. That is what we are here for. We intend to get this out to the world, because it is a fantastic piece of kit, especially when you see how quick it backtests, which is what I'm going to do now. So let me just save and rename that. Okay, that's done. And let me go back. And now I'm going to create a new strategy. There we see we got the strategy. It's draft because it hasn't been set to run live yet. But in theory, I've actually got one of these running live, which is this one here. As you can see, it's running live. It's called Budapest, because Budapest is a European capital. And it's currently doing really, really well, as you can see. It's 160 pips up, which is for this since August the 27th. So it's actually really, really doing well, this strategy. So let me create another strategy, and I'll actually back test this one. So this one, I'm going to use a simple moving average cross. Okay. So for those of you that know what moving averages are, they are basically lines that follow price, and rather than wrap around price like Bollinger Bands, moving averages move just one line at a time. So they're one single line, but you can put as many of these on as you want. So you can have a fast moving average and a slow moving average. For example, a 50 and a 200. So one is measuring the 50 bars and one is measuring the average of the last 200 bars. So let me show you the ethos behind that. Let me just get rid of this and get rid of that and get rid of that. So we've got price action. Let me put a moving average on. So we'll put a moving average on of 50, and we'll color that red. In fact, we'll do nice bright colors. We'll color that yellow. Okay, make it thick as well so you can see it. Okay, there we go. So that's measuring the last average price of the last 50 bars. So when price is going up, it's usually above the moving average. And when price is going down, it's usually below the moving average. So, okay, this is stuff that we can teach you if you're not following. I just want to just give you the nuts and bolts of this strategy and then demonstrate the system. So now we're going to do the 200. We'll color that white, and that's thick as well. So there we go. You've got two moving averages, okay? And usually when the slow moving average is above the fast moving average, okay? Sorry, when the fast is above the slow like this, price is going up. And when the fast is below the slow, price is going down. So in order for them to switch like that, they have to cross. Okay, they have to cross each other. Notice what happens when they cross. Price normally falls quite hard. So we can create a strategy based on that. So let me show you this strategy, show you exactly how we write it, and then I'll show you how we backtest it. So we're going to add algorithm. And we're going to say very simply, if price isn't one that we're going to include in this, if the moving average, okay, 50, and it's an exponential moving average. I won't explain what that means, but it's in essence, there's 3 or 4 different moving averages you can get. But again, there's plenty of videos online on our channel that you can watch to show you that. So when the 50 moving average crosses below the 200 moving average. So the fast has crossed the slow. So in essence, what's happened is when something fast crosses over something slow to the downside, the price is moving quite fast in that direction. So Okay, for those of you still with us, I apologize profusely, but we have had internet gone down, internet outages in London, of all places. London, and internet went down. Crazy. Anyway, I'm going to go back to where I was. I was actually showing you how to create the strategy, and I thank you for those of you that are still with us. So I'm now just going to share my screen with you once more and share with you the strategy. So I'm hoping that you can see this now. I'm hoping you can see this strategy on your screen. Let me just check my other computer, make sure you can see that. You see it sharing screen? Okay, so we have connection. We have the ability to, you can now see my screen. So I've shown you how to create the strategy that I spoke to you about at the beginning. I didn't backtest it. I showed you the backtesting results because the backtesting results were strong, but it takes too long, much quicker than normal, any other algo system out there, but it is a lengthy backtest. So I'm now going to create a new strategy, which is going to use a very simple moving average cross. I think I showed you what a moving average cross was all about just before we lost the internet. But don't worry, I'm going to piece the two parts of this webinar together and send it out as one video for the next couple of days, so you won't miss anything. So those of you that feel you might have missed anything, you won't have missed anything, because I'm going to piece them two together, cut out the middle bit where we lost connection, and we'll take it from there. So the first thing I'm going to do is create the algorithm. So it's basically a moving average cross. So if the moving average, so we put in here, if moving average 50 EMA crosses below moving average 200, the action is to sell. And that's confirmed that. That's done that. And that in essence is, this just needs to be rebooted as well. So let's reboot that now. Okay, so when the moving average crosses, we want to sell. So these things can happen at any times of the day. They really can, everyone. You know, they can happen at any time of the day. So, for example, the moving average here crossed in the, I'm hoping you can see me now, or see the screen now. So the moving average crosses, when they cross from above to below, can happen at any time of the day. So what ATS gives you the ability to do, of course, is to set that up as a strategy, so you don't need to worry about looking for these. It does it for you. So we've created the sell condition. I'm now going to create the buy condition. Okay, so we're going to create the buy condition, which is exactly the opposite of the sell condition. This time the moving averages cross from below to above. So if the moving average 50 EMA crosses above 200, the action is to buy. Okay, so we've now got the buy and we've now got the sell condition. Okay, we've got the buy and the sell condition. We're not going to use an open or a closed buy or a closed sell condition. We're going to use open sell only and open buy only. I'm going to put a number of pips in here. So we'll put in 21 pip stop and a 67 pip target. And we're going to run this on euro dollar, and we'll run it on a 30-minute time frame. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the power of the back test. So we click run test. We run test over all data, which is the data we have. It goes back to 2017. You can specify certain periods, and we're now going to run the test. I'm going to time it because when I first got involved with algo trading many years ago, it took ages, hours and hours and hours to back test just one strategy over a day. It took forever. It took forever to code. It took forever to write the instructions, as you've seen. So we've created this strategy in probably about a minute. We've risk managed it in the same. I'm now going to back test it, and I'm going to time it. So we go. Okay. When you back test, you'll see this little scroll, infinity scroller working, telling you that it's working the magic. Now, my estimate is that this will take anything from about 30 seconds to around about a minute or so, depending on internet. And I'm laughing because we've had issues with the internet this evening. And again, it frustrates me when we can't even get a strong internet connection stable nowadays in the world, anywhere in the world. So depending on your internet connection, this can take anything from around about 30 seconds to a minute or more. The more conditions you have in your strategy, the longer it will take, because what it's doing is it's going back through all of the trading history for the euro dollar on a 30-minute chart since 2017 to now, and it's working out what would have happened every time the moving average crossed. And did it hit a 21 pip stop loss or a 67 pip target? So we're up to just on a minute at the moment. It shouldn't take that much longer. It might take a little bit longer because of our internet connection this evening, because as we've seen already, it's a little bit temperamental. So we're just waiting for the results to come up, and once the results come up, I'll share with you the result of this particular strategy. I'm just going to throw this laptop now. Right, there we go. There's a result. Okay, there's the result. And the result is 1,429 pips of profit. Okay, 1,429 pips of profit. And that came through in 1 minute, 20 seconds. Okay, we've now got the profit and loss chart as we normally get here. Okay, which we just can scroll down and show you. There it is. And we've also got the trading history there as well. Okay, so all the trading history there as well. So that's how to create a strategy, how to actually risk manage it, how to back test it. And then if you wanted to run that live, you could easily run that live, and you can set this to run live quite simply by clicking the start trading button and telling the system whether you want to run it as overnight trading or trading only specific hours. So if you want to trade just during the working day, that's fine. If you want to trade overnight as well, you can. It's entirely up to you. And you just click the start trading button, and that would set up your trading system running for you. And that would set it up as running. So that's all there is tonight about this evening. I apologize for some of